One answer for all questions, this too will pass. This meditation technique is quite different from the conventional meditation techniques. This technique is actually a contemplation exercise and involves thinking over life. Though people of all age can try this technique, it is basically suitable for people with mature age. The reason is that only those who have lived a certain duration of life can reflect back on their past. Very young people who are still in the initial phase of their life are less likely to analyze their life from the angle which this meditation demands. Nevertheless, this meditation technique is very useful for knowing our true self. Once a king called upon all of his wise men and asked them, "Is there a mantra or suggestion which works in every situation, in every circumstances, in every place and in every time? Something which can help me when none of you is available to advise me. Tell me, is there any mantra?" All wise men got puzzled by king's question. One answer for all question? Something that works everywhere, in every situation. In every joy, every sorrow, every defeat and every victory. They thought and thought. After a lengthy discussion, an old man suggested something which appealed to all of them. They went to king and gave him something written on paper. But the condition was that king was not to see it out of curiosity. Only in extreme danger, when the king finds himself alone and there seems to be no way, only then he'll have to see it. The king put the papers under his diamond ring. After a few days, the neighbors attacked the kingdom. It was a collective surprise attack of king's enemies. King and his army fought bravely but lost the battle. King had to fled on his horse. The enemies were following him. His horse took him far away in jungle. He could hear many troops of horses were following him and the noise was coming closer and closer. Suddenly the king found himself standing in the end of the road. That road was not going anywhere. Underneath there was a rocky valley 1,000 feet deep. If he jumped into it, he would be finished. And he could not return because it was a small road. From back the sound of enemies' horses was approaching fast. King became restless. There seemed to be no way. Then suddenly he saw the diamond in his ring shining in the sun, and he remembered the message hidden in the ring. He opened the diamond and read the message. The message was very small but very great. The message was, "This too will pass." The king read it. Again read it. Suddenly something struck in his mind. Yes. It too will pass. Only a few days ago, I was enjoying my kingdom. I was the mightiest of all the kings. Yet today, the kingdom and all his pleasure have gone. I am here trying to escape from enemies. However, when those days of luxuries have gone, this day of danger too will pass. A calm come on his face. He kept standing there. The place where he was standing was full of natural beauty. He had never known that such a beautiful place was also a part of his kingdom. The revelation of message had a great effect on him. He relaxed and forget about those following him. After a few minutes he realized that the noise of the horses and the enemy coming was receding. They moved into some other part of the mountains and were not on that path. The king was very brave. He reorganized his army and fought again. He defeated the enemy and regained his lost empire. When he returned to his empire after victory, he was received with much fanfare at the door. The whole capital was rejoicing in the victory. Everyone was in a festive mood. Flowers were being thrown on king from every house, from every corner. People were dancing and singing. For a moment king said to himself, "I am one of the bravest and greatest king. It is not easy to defeat me." With all the reception and celebration he saw an ego emerging in him. Suddenly the diamond of his ring flashed in the sunlight and reminded him of the message. He opened it and read it again. "This too will pass." He became silent. His face went through a total change. From the egoist he moved to a state of utter humbleness. If this too is going to pass, it is not yours. The defeat was not yours, the victory is not yours. You are just a watcher. Everything passes by, we are witness of all this. We are the perceiver. Life come and go. Happiness come and go. Sorrow come and go. Now as you have read this story, just sit silently and evaluate your own life. This too will pass. Think of the moments of joy and victory in your life. Think of the moment of sorrow and defeat. Are they permanent? They all come and pass away. Life just passes away. There were friends in past. They all have gone. There are friends today. They too will go. There will be new friends tomorrow. They too will go. There were enemies in past. They have gone. There may be enemy in present. They too will go. There will be new enemies tomorrow and they too will go. There is nothing permanent in this world. Everything changes except the law of change. Think over it from your own perspective. You have seen all the changes. You have survived all setbacks, all defeats and all sorrows. All have passed away. If there are problems in the present, they too will pass away. Because nothing remains forever. Joy and sorrow are the two faces of the same coin. They both will pass away. Who are you in reality? Know your real face. Your face is not your true face. It will change with the time. However, there is something in you, which will not change. It will remain unchanged. What is that unchangeable? It is nothing but your true self. You are just a witness of change. Experience it, understand it. Every day for 10 to 15 minutes sit in silence. Just think over the sentence, this too will pass. Pondering over your own life will make you realize the true meaning of this sentence. Everything passes yet your real identity remains the same. That real you is your true self. To know that self is true meditation.